So some of them were disengaged at that point. Many of them were retained. And a continuous kind of assessment was also being done as they came along. And some of them were found to be very good. And I can give quite a few examples. If you go to Abuja Disco, you find people like one Mr. Fadipe, excellent man, legacy staff. Eco Disco, Godwin Demudia had just been promoted to general manager. Legacy staff, almost 30 years, excellent guy. That's the NEPA staff. If you go to Ibadan Disco, Engineer Ileka has been promoted general manager. Legacy staff, excellent guy. I can mention Jonah Idoma in Port Disco, excellent staff, legacy staff. I go everywhere and I know this thing. But you cannot expect me to keep employees who are just not competent. Can you keep somebody here who cannot read the news and call that person a newscaster because the person is Mr. John Momo's younger sister? It's not possible here. So let's be real. We are talking about a business that will function.
In addition to that,
yes.
He also says that you gave targets to marketers, and because they didn't meet the targets, they were among those who you said were incompetent and got fired.
Well, talking about targets, every employee, including yourself, I expect you to have a target, to have been given a target during the last appraisal. The way any organization works, there will be targets. But we are not like the Nigerian banks. When they are talking about sacking people anyhow, I think people should bring their searchlight into the Nigerian banks, where people can just go to work and not come back as an employee. We are not doing that. What we are doing is this. Okay, 3 days ago, I got a complaint from Surulere about one of our staff, one of the disco staff, collecting money. I've not been back in Abuja. So when I get back to my desk on Monday morning, I'm going to do a report and send it to the MD of that disco.
What do you mean collecting money?
Bribe now. In Lagos here, in Surulere. And people that are watching us, majority of Nigerians know that what they call NEPA people, disco staff, a lot of them collect bribe. They bring your bill, they say 5,000 naira bill. This bill is too much. Bring anything. Okay, don't worry. You just give the person 500 naira. He will just go. That money go to his pocket. We have cases like that. When we catch people like that, do you want us to retain them? The one I'm talking about, they may still strike or protest, because I'm going to lodge a report on that. Anytime people tell me about something, we investigate it. If we find it to be true, that person should be shown the way out of the door.
What kind of engagement went on between the discos and the union members before the sack was done?
In the case of Ikeja
and Eco.
Now, let me first of all let you understand one thing. I, as an employer, I'm not obliged to ask for the permission of a union leader before I can take decisions on my employees, as long as those decisions are fair, objective, and legal. So when people talk about, I laugh. When people talk about, they did not consult us, they did not consult us. Consultation has been given a new meaning in this country, and we have to get that right. Because when you say you as a leader must be called into a meeting and told before we take normal decision on our HR thing, that cannot be right. However, those that are concerned were told exactly where they have missed it.
So they were not consulted because there was no reason whatsoever to have done that. I mean, because the discos, they run their company the way they want.
It's not just about running the company the way we want. What we're saying is that we observe all provisions of the labor law in carrying out our duty as a disco, and in doing so, wherever we need to talk to the unions, we are not against the union, we do talk to them. But for the unions, like what I mentioned about Benin Disco, April last year, what they were saying was that don't disengage staff. Those that you disengage, whether they are incompetent or not, return them back to work. We can't have that.
But talking about severance package for these people,
yes,
it is very important.
Yes.
Have you paid everyone?
I've just told you about the way the whole process happened. As at the end of October 2013, everybody was paid off handsomely and hugely.
Everybody?
Never before in this country has that been done.
I need to clarify that word,
I'm
everybody.
saying that in the
because there are same people here who say...
When Joe was talking about some people that have not been paid,
yes,
you can ask BPE now. In this country, there are information that you can get. What happened was that a lot of them, they employ people through the back door. And when you have an employee who has no file, or whose file cannot be found, or when you find the file, there are no details or data that can actually establish when the guy was actually employed. when I was at Ibadan, we saw that in some cases, just before the privatization, they smuggled in people's name. Those were the quite casual workers.
That was before privatization.
No, I'm saying that following on that.
Yes.
Now,
with the coming of privatization and new investors,
there are terms of employment. That's where I'm going.
So how come you still have some people who came through the back door?
No. Not post-privatization.
So
I'm saying that those that were disengaged then, who had not been paid, according to what Joe said, those ones were because of some paperwork, nothing to do with us, to do with the BPE and their files in PACN.
Well, the BPE asked you to retain those ones?
No, the BPE have to check and cross-check before they are paid. When they do their checks, that's why some people are yet to be paid, some of them, out of several thousands of them. But I'm now saying that in the new dispensation, they were given a contract. And there are terms of engagement and terms of disengagement. While I do not know what happened in other organizations, when somebody is disengaged, in some cases, you are entitled to 1 month's pay in lieu. That was stated clearly in the contract that you signed at the beginning of your engagement, or your engagement, as the case may be. So that has clearly been done. So if they think they will get 20 million and 30 million as they got from the federal government, that will not happen. If you have served me for 2.5 years, I don't know how many years you want me to pay you for, how many months salary you want to collect.
That's also
That's about contracts.
There's also the accusation
Voluntary.
that the unions, I beg your pardon, the unions say that the discos and the gencos, have put in no new investment, and it would seem that all they're interested in doing is sacking
That is
staff.
complete rubbish. That's a part of what I'm saying, that in their own act of sabotage, instead of they are covering their own act of sabotage by making all these rubbish claims. Because you, the media, can do your job too, do your investigation. I would suggest now, get some of your staff, and I know you have some staff who are energy correspondents, disco by disco, come to us and say, where are your new transformers? Where are the new feeders? What have you done? If you even call me, I will follow them around your country. When you are ready, please let me know. I don't like these people going to the media and telling people all sorts of things. And they did not tell you the whole story by Ikeja. They turned this country into darkness in the last few days for a reason. When they picketed Ikeja, and when you look at the valuation of electricity, you see generation company, transmission company, and distribution company. The only one that's still in the public hand is the main one in the middle, Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. And that's the soft target. This is what they did. They now, just as Joe Ajero and his people, they now told the NCC staff, that's the National Control Center, domiciled in Osogbo. That's where the network control center is. That's where in layman's language, that's where they switch on and switch off lights. They asked those ones to go on strike in solidarity with their colleagues in Ikeja.
Those ones are not members of their union?
They are members of their union. So the moment those ones went on strike, the country shut down. That's why we have not had light.
Solidarity strike.
Yes, that's what they did. And I'm surprised that they're not mentioning that. If it was just Ikeja, it is you in China and people here in Lagos under Ikeja that will feel the brunt of what they are doing. But by then they shut down Egbe. And all other parties had to shut down because there's nobody in NCC to pick the load from the point of generation and send it to us at the point of distribution. That's what happened. That's an act of sabotage. You can't see that happen in any other country.
Well, before we wrap up, we understand that some headway is being made, that both of you are talking.
Yes. Even this morning I was talking to him while we were in the reception room. We always talk.
No, in terms of meeting and reaching an agreement.
Yes.
What's the position so far?
The point is that everybody just needs to face the reality of the new order. I want competent staff. Once I can get those ones, why not?
Are you willing to show the unions just the methods that were used to
assess,
the staff?
In most cases, like the one we did one in Ibadan in 2014, it was conducted by Ascension. Unless people are saying that the big three. You see, we seek for the services of external organizations to conduct this in order for it to be very objective.
All right.
That's exactly what was done.
What agreements have you reached so far?
The agreement is that the people that were disengaged, we need to show them the reason and how it was done so that they will know the process. And those that were newly engaged, 600 of them, They will also see all of that. Going forward, we'll continue to constructively engage with them. We'll be doing that so that there will be a kind of peaceful industrial relationship.
So at the moment, everybody has gone back to work?
Yes, and I hope they have done that in Oshogbo. I'm not sure. I can't confirm that yet.
Can we guarantee electricity supply, or do you have gas now?
Not as of this morning.
So even if they go back to work,
No, if they go back to
still
work,
be no light
no,
yet.
if they go back to work, the little that we have, we can work with. And I'm sure things will be improving now that the Pegasan, and I'll quickly say something about that. That guy that came earlier, Pegasan or Pegasan, I don't know what they call them, those oil people, they themselves, when they shut down NNPC, they didn't just shut down NNPC, they shut down all available channel for gas. But I'm happy that they have gone back to work, although they said they suspended it, not called it off. We should always understand the relationship between these sectors. If the gas people or Pegasan people, if they shut down NNPC or anything like that, it will affect us. So we all need to work together and see how we can create a more harmonious relationship so that there will be gas. Once there's gas, there will be power.
All right, we hope, we leave it on that good note, hoping that the light bulbs will switch back on and everybody at least will have a little smile on their faces. Well, thank you for coming on this morning. Mr. Sunday Oduntan is the spokesperson for the discourse. And that's the show today. We thank you all for watching. And what a week it's been. We'll be back next week. We hope you have a very good weekend, notwithstanding what's going on. I'm Chamberlain Usa.
Well, I hope that these amenities return, electricity, petrol, diesel, whatever it is that you use to get your energy. Thank you for watching. I'm Maokwe Ogun.
Want to say light. Let it be light. Many thanks. I'm Sulaiman. Our lady. See you again.